Welcome. I'm Casey Anderson, the Technology Coordinator for the Illinois Center for Specialized Professional Support, and we're happy to bring you the short tutorial on creating accessible PDF documents using Adobe Acrobat. I want to point out that our purpose of this tutorial is to provide you with a service, and it does not constitute legal advice. We recommend that because accessibility is highly contextual, if you have specific legal questions, you seek competent legal counsel on the issue. It's my hope, however, that if you have any questions or need help navigating accessibility on this or other programs, you reach out to us so we can assist you and point you to useful resources that address your specific concerns about creating accessible content. I would also like to point out that the content of this video was originally included in our webinar, our Web Accessibility webinar series. If you have questions about legislation related to web accessibility or the purpose of accessible design, the first webinar in that series is a valuable resource. It can be accessed at the ICSPS website at icsps.illinoisstate.edu. It can be found under the Archives section under the title Electronic and Web Accessibility Webinar Series. Today we're actually going to be working specifically with PDF documents, which are very difficult to make accessible. Even when accessibility tags are present and care is taken to construct original documents in an accessible manner, there is no guarantee that structure will be exported correctly. Additionally, the ability to edit or include structure tags in PDF editing programs is limited. For that reason, legislation encourages you to use other formats or to make use of PDFs sparingly. However, it's important to note that PDF documents are not prohibited. The most important step in creating an accessible PDF is to save the document with structure tags attached. That's why I have PowerPoint brought up here, because I'm going to walk you through the program of saving a document, exporting it as PDF, and enabling those structure tags. And the process I'll be using here can be mirrored on any Microsoft Office product. So, to begin with, you'll go up to the File menu, go down to Save As, and then over to your drop-down menu here, where you can see the name of the document, the file type, and then you'll click this option here, More Options. That'll take you up to the File Manager program, and you'll go down to Save Type As, drop down to PDF. And it's very important that you use this screen because it allows you access to the Options menu and allows you to go in here under Include Non-Printing Information to enable document structure tags for accessibility. I have mine set to default, but on some programs this will need to be turned on every time you're saving a document. So from there you can save as, click Save, and your document will be exported as a PDF with the accessibility tags enabled. So now we're going to go right to our actual PDF program. Within the PDF editor, and I'm using Adobe Acrobat Pro today, there are three options that will allow you to check the accessibility of your document or edit structural tags on different objects. So the first thing we're going to go over is Accessibility Checker. You can find the Accessibility Checker under the Advanced menu. Then you'll go down to Accessibility, and you'll have three options here: Quick Check, Full Check, or Open Accessibility Report. So I'm going to use Full Check to show you the full range of options available. And within here, you'll be able to determine the page range you're going to use, the type of document you're checking, and then all sorts of other elements that you'll check for. And you'll run the test by clicking Start Checking. Sometimes this can create a rather lengthy process, and if you do find errors, you'll get this message: the checker found problems which may prevent the document from being fully accessible. When you click OK, you'll be provided with a report. You can browse the findings by scrolling down on your menu here to the detailed report, And as you can see here, there are numerous issues in this document that have been found to be problematic. So this demonstrates one of the limitations of PDFs, because these are examples from documents that were created to show off accessibility formats in a PowerPoint presentation. Now, some of these issues can be seen, like no alternate text on a figure, were intentionally put in. Others, however, like these versions of alt text that will never be read, occur in examples of our accessible slides. So as you can see here on this chart, many of these elements that add context to the chart have alt text that cannot be read on a PDF. So again, this demonstrates the limited access provided by some PDFs, but this tool is useful for increasing your accessible access that is possible in a document, and will also identify areas like areas with no alternate text that would need to be nulled out or have alt text added. So now, the second feature that we're going to look at is the TouchUp reading order tool. So obviously, reading order is a very important element of accessibility. By that term, we mean the order in which document structural tags are presented to the user. So you can check and change reading order of a document by using the onboard check reading order tool. That tool is found under the Tools menu and under Advanced Editing, and all the way down towards the bottom, the TouchUp reading order tool. Once the TouchUp reading order tool opens, this pane allows you to create tags by drawing boxes over content and then choosing the type of tag you want to use. So you can see here I have a few examples that are untagged. To do that, you have to click this, the tagging tool option, and then you can highlight the area you want. So you can see here that on this document, the only elements it's picking up are the listed option here. Now, to include a tag, you'll have to determine which type of tag you'd like. And I'm going to select regular text, and then that will be added to this element. Now, unfortunately, this isn't a real foolproof way of adding tags, because there are elements like the table here that simply will not render correctly once these tags are placed. So I've provided a tag, but there is no guarantee that when that information is presented, it will be presented in the appropriate order. That is something that would need to be managed at the creation phase in PowerPoint. So another important element of this tool is the Show Order panel. You can see the numbers that are present on the document itself. That indicates the reading order as it exists within the document. And this TouchUp reading order pane will allow you to actually shift those around into the appropriate order. So what you do is you'd select the one you want, and you would drag it to different points on the reading order until it matches the reading order that is a logical presentation of the material as you intend it. This particular tool can be a little slow because of how it actually accesses the data. And as you can see here, it will present the same type of information on every different slide. So that's the tool that we would use to change the reading order. The final tool we'll look at is the TouchUp Object tool. TouchUp Object tool is located under Tools, Advanced Editing, and TouchUp Object tool. This tool allows you to adjust images, alt text, and tags of objects. So I'm going to go down to a picture here. So open the tool and select the image or object you'd like to edit. You can touch up the reading order tool also to create object structure if that structure does not exist. But importantly, this tool will only pick up objects and allow you to edit alt text that way. So then you'll right-click to bring down a drop-down menu and select Edit Image. I apologize. You'll select Properties. So the tool, right-click to the drop-down menu, and then select the bottom one, Properties. Under the Tagging section, you'll find Alternate Text about halfway down, and that's where you'll enter your message. Importantly, the first webinar in this series, we discussed what type of content should be expressed in an alt text. To summarize that discussion, make sure you don't use the file name as a description because it provides no meaning. Instead, create a description that communicates the information the picture is trying to express, or the way in which you use that picture in an actual presentation. So here you can see I put picture used to identify the alt text tagging process. In the case of logos, you need to make sure that alt text is represented. So those are the three tools we're going to cover because, as I stated earlier, there are very limited options for changing accessibility within PDF programs. I hope that this has been useful, and if you have any questions, you feel free to contact us. You can visit icsps.illinoisstate.edu. Feel free to follow us on Facebook or contact me directly. It's Casey Anderson at the Illinois Center for Specialized Professional Support. My email is chande1@ilstu.edu, and the phone number is 309-438-1838. Thank you.